Before we begin, please turn your attention to the announcer's table for the reading of the NSIC Sportsmanship Creed by Lexi Gilbertson.
The NCAA and the NSIC encourage and promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask that you cheer for your team and be respectful of the opponent. As Division II student athletes, we support a diverse and inclusive environment, and we commit to fair play, responsibility, and respect. We invite you to support our effort. Go Dragons!
Ladies and gentlemen, MSUM is proud to be a yellow ribbon institution, and we invite you to please stand and remove your hats for the presentation of colors by the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 941, Northern Warriors. We ask that you please remain standing in respectful silence following the anthem until the colors have been retired from the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, let us honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. Begin tonight's match, first of all, giving you the lineups. Let's bring you the lineup for the non-starters for the Vikings. Number 8, Mira Medema. Number 10, Kelsey Ruff. Number 12, Grace Haberlin. Number 14, Catherine Nasby. Number 15, Jessica Simon. And number 16, Peyton Rosendahl. And now the starters for the Vikings. Outside hitter, 5'9", junior, number 2, Sophia Terwilliger. Outside hitter, 6' tall, senior, number 3, Courtney Place. Middle blocker, 6' tall, redshirt freshman, number 5, Izzy Somers. Right side hitter, 5'10", senior, number 6, Hannah Justison. Center, freshman, number 9, Avery Thorson. And the middle blocker, 6' tall, redshirt freshman, number 11, Abby Benson. And the libero, 5'6", senior, number 1, Kaylee Ahrens. The head coach for the Vikings is Jennifer Jacobs, assisted by Michelle Van Epps-Agan and Jalen Arndt. And now for your Minnesota State University Moorhead Dragons. Introducing the non-starters, number 1, Becca Kane. Number 3, Addie Culligan. Number 8, Taylor Thorson. Number 9, Madison Wassing. Number 10, Amber Klug. Number 11, Madison Klein. Number 12, Mackenzie Reeder. Number 13, Gabby DeMore. Number 16, Elise Baki. And number 19, Layla Zinker. And now the starters for the Dragons. Outside hitter, 5'9", freshman from Moorhead, Minnesota, number 5, Lexi Gilbertson. Middle blocker, 6'1", sophomore from Fargo, North Dakota, number 6, Kylie Conwisher. Outside hitter, 5'11", freshman from Phoenix, Arizona, number 14, Amanda Carlson. Right side hitter, 5'11", sophomore from Fire Lake, Minnesota, number 15, Lauren Hewitt. Middle blocker, 6'1", junior from Hudson, Wisconsin, number 17, Kaylin Jenkins. And a center, 5'10", freshman from Bismarck, North Dakota, number 18, Caitlin Zelensky. And the libero, 5'5", senior from Ada, Minnesota, number 2, Monica Vega. The head coach for your Dragons is Tammy Blake, assisted by Bob Jones and Lauren Cadlock. The officials for tonight's match, R1 is Tyler Keel, R2 is Rich Anderson. The line judges, Autumn Slater and Stephanie Brendan.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Nemsek Fieldhouse for tonight's NSIC volleyball matchup between the MSU Moorhead Dragons and the Augustana Vikings. Hi, everybody. This is Tanner Robinson alongside Alexis Kennedy. Dragons coming off of 5 straight losses in their last 5 matches. So, Lex, what do they need to do to get back on the winning track?
Well, I think last time we talked, the Dragons are kind of in a regrouping phase, trying to figure out who's going to be their setter, mixing up their outside. So I think they're just trying to find what works and clicks for them. So again, another matchup. Augustana 2-10 in the NSIC, so I think we're going to see a pretty even competition tonight.
Meanwhile, on the other side for Augustana, they just got their first 2 conference wins of the season last weekend, beating both Minnesota Crookston and Bemidji State. And they've used a lot from their outside hitter, Courtney Place.
Well, we talked earlier, too, about how surprising it is. Augustana has been such a powerhouse in the NSIC volleyball-wise the past few years. To see a record like that, you kind of wonder, what's going on their side of things.
Well, let's see how evenly matched these 2 teams are going into this match as we get set here. Thank you all for joining us here tonight. Starting things off for Augustana, that's Izzy Summers up in the middle, so Augie gets the first point. Back to serve for the Vikings is Sophia Terwilliger. A nice block up there in front of the net there by Avery Thorson.
A common theme we've seen with the Dragons is they kind of get into a hole we mentioned earlier, so already right away a couple shank balls. They got to be able to settle in and get their passes good to run their offense.
Dragons were able to stick with Northern, though, for a majority of the first set and the beginnings of the other sets as well. But yes, they had a problem with digging themselves into a big hole early, and that's really cost them some key matches. Place, she gets blocked. Place again, gets through the wall this time. And swing there from Jenkins, a little bit too long there. Just missing the edge of that back line. Ball goes back over to the Viking side. Now Kaylee Ahrens with the serve. Hewitt setting for Carlson, and she hammers it. Amanda Carlson with a nice kill down the line.
Great to see her swing away right away. She was one of the key players that the Dragons need to get going early in the sets and keep continuing and being consistent.
Place on the other side, Kiewit able to keep it alive. Selensky, though, called for a double hit, trying to keep that up.
Already you can kind of see the pace on both sides, both the Vikings and the Dragons. Their pace of their offense is about the same. You have the nice high passes, about the same speed, so if one team pulls ahead, might be able to help a little bit.
And that serve there from Thorson going long. Becca Kane coming in for Caitlin Selensky. We saw a little bit of this on Tuesday night against Northern as well. So Kane getting a lot of action in the last 2 matches. And her serve goes a little bit long.
I think, too, mentioning what we mentioned earlier, the Dragons are just trying to figure out what works for them, and I think that setter position is such a hard spot. You have to be such a leader, and I don't think Tammy Blake is getting what she wants out of the 3 girls that are, which is why she's rotating them so much.
And Comisher there with the kill. Avery Thorson trying to dig that one out, but not able to. Serve there from Carlson going a bit long. Back over to the Viking side it goes.
I feel like we've already had about 4 or 5 service errors. They're like just scooting out though.
Stat sheet so far shows only 3 between both teams, so pretty close, Lex.
Only 10 points.
And Place gets the kill there.
Like we predicted earlier too, Place is going to be their go-to, and you can tell they're confident with the back row attack from her, as well as giving her those balls on the outside.
Place leading the team in kills with 294 coming in. Roughly 4 kills a set as that serve goes into the net. Another service error.
Only 12 points played, 4 service errors. This must be the jitters. Gotta settle in, get the ball over the net.
Talked about that throughout all of the season here. Just a feeling out process in that first set. Vega with a nice dig, but the attempt there goes out. That was Kiewit trying to keep it in on that right side. Just not able to, and it goes and it falls on the outside of the right sideline there. Nice hit from Carlson as a serve. Just bounced off the net, floater there from Jenkins. Kane setting up Jenkins again. Nice dig from Place. But Gilbertson is able to help it over, and the Dragons get that point.
Interesting stat here. Place is pretty tall, sitting at 6'2", and playing back row. That's pretty impressive for how tall she is.
Would you say that's unusual for her?
For sure, I would definitely say it's very unusual. But with her tallness comes the great back row attack.
Nice pancake there to keep it alive. That was Grace Haberland. But Selensky with a kill. Place able to dig it out. A nice rally here between both teams. Gilbertson with the hard swing. Place saving it again. Carlson saving it for the Dragons. Gilbertson through the wall. Floater set. Thorson setting it up. And a costly error there as Haberland not able to get over the net. The Dragons get the point on that rally.
I think that rally is what type of volleyball we are going to see tonight. The very even set, the very back and forth.
Nice hard swing there from Haberland on the left side. Carlson not able to dig that one out.
Going back to Courtney Place here, the advantage of her being in the back row, being so tall, is she can reach higher and get higher on the balls, which makes it more like a downward trajectory. So it's kind of harder to read on the back row if you are the Dragons.
And Jenkins with a hard swing, dug up by Justison. And Carlson not able to save that one. Back to the Viking side. And free ball over to Augustana. An interesting push there, but it's in. It falls on the back right corner for Avery Thorson.
Now, line judge judge called it in, but I think R2 and R1 are overruling that and saying it was out. Line judge did say it was in. I thought it was in up here personally.
So point for that one goes to the Dragons, and it's 10-8 here in the first set, but that block from Selensky and Jenkins going out. The middle of the Dragons showed some signs of improvement over the last match against Northern. It kept them alive through most of the second and third set as Carlson gets another kill.
Just a rotation point here on the Dragons. They're having Selensky. Well, she was swinging in the middle on that one. Now it looks like they're trying to utilize her as a hitter and not Kiewit. Maybe a flip-flop there.
And Thorson's dig does not keep the ball alive there. Augustana gets that point.
Yeah, I think Jenkins was trying to take it but couldn't quite get back up. It's kind of a tall middle thing. It's not exactly easy to move around in the back row when you're as tall.
And an ace there from Thorson. And that'll prompt Coach Tammy Blake to call a timeout for MSUM.
You know, I think, we talked about the getting in a hole at first. I think they started to, but then they crawled back out of it, but maybe it's kind of creeping up right now. So I think it's a good technical timeout for Tammy right now to get our women aligned and not let them push ahead, to that 14, 15, 16 point deficit.
See some highlights here as we're in the timeout. There's that hard swing from Carlson. Carlson already with 3 kills on the night so far.
I really want to see more of that rally. That about 30-second rally, that was some good volleyball, utilizing both sides, your right sides, your middles, back, and just good defensive play by both teams, I would say.
And that's definitely been more pretty volleyball than ugly volleyball.
Yes, for sure. I also think, too, you can kind of maybe compare Amanda Carlson to Courtney Place as their go-to outside hitters. Both are playing in the back row. Both are being utilized as back row attackers, but as well as they're digging and producing for their team that way. So I think we can kind of see some evenness there as a player-wise as well.
Courtney Place already with 4 kills on the night, so one more than Carlson. And now Avery Thorson back to serve out of the timeout for the Vikings. Hewitt setting up Carlson once again. A little bit of a fadeaway kill for Carlson there. She's able to get the point. Now Selensky and Kane switching out once again. Kane will serve. Thorson. Dug out by Vega. Hewitt with a hard swing, and it falls through.
With putting Becca Kane in the back, she's setting from the back row, so that's opening up 3 hitters all the time in the front row, so that they can utilize Kiewit, Carlson, as well as Conrad in the middle.
Cross court set there from Thorson. Place able to get it over. Place up and down, gets through the wall. Not able to return that one, and the Vikings will get that point. Now Courtney Place back to serve. She is the tallest player on the team at 6'2". Kane going for that one near the sponsorship bumps there, but not able to save it.
We talked about it all year too. The Dragons have to have a clean first pass. It's kind of been one of the things that they haven't exactly been successful in. It's been hard to run their offense. I kind of said all year. So that first pass is very crucial.
And nice kill there on the right side from Peyton Rosendahl. Another timeout here for the Dragons. Dragons within 5 in this one. There's that kill again from Rosendahl.
Just over Vega, and Thorson just couldn't quite get to it. Here you're going to see, here's the coaches, but Tammy Blake talking to Becca Kane. I really think that they're just trying to find that spark in the setter spot, and I think she's trying to put a lot on her as well to run their offense. So, but also that's an adjustment because as a hitter, if you're getting 3 different sets from 3 different setters, that's a little rough because usually you have to find a connection. So if you're seeing sets from Kiewit, Selensky, and Kane, that's kind of hard to get a mojo and a rhythm going.
It certainly messes up the chemistry as you get later into the season when you're still rotating through the lineup. So
flipping on the Augustana side here, they're doing very calm and controlled volleyball. I think you can definitely see a few of their flaws, but otherwise they're playing very pretty volleyball, I should say.
Absolutely, it's been a pretty even contest up to this point. The places serve going long, another service error. Now Amanda Carlson serving for the Dragons. Dug up by Vega. Commisher jostled. Nice dig from Thorson. Kane setting up Gilbertson. Place gets that. Kylie Commisher smashes it down, and Dragons get a point.
You have to utilize his overpasses, and Commisher did exactly that, just hammering down. Going to Lexi Gilbertson's swing here. We've kind of talked. She does the same swing, so hopefully she kind of starts to mix it up so they can utilize her in that outside spot.
Dragons not able to return that one. A little miscommunication there from Gilbertson and Kane trying to dig that one out.
Seems like the net's getting a lot of action rolling down and off fingertips and blocks. And
Catherine Nasby serves it in. And Commisher dug up by Thorson. Back to Kane, Gilbertson, floater, gets over the wall, put up by Rosendahl and Summers. And that'll fall softly on the Augustana side.
yeah, I could see the Augustana block was just a little too late there, and maybe we're expecting more of a farther out set, but I think it stayed in a little inside.
A nice hard swing there from Peyton Rosendahl. Sophomore right setter getting the kill there. Gilbertson and Jenkins trying for the block there. And Jenkins. And then Gilbertson finishes.
We're seeing quite a few overpasses from Augustana, and that's a platform thing that they have to figure out. They need to put the ball more up, not out, so that's just a matter of getting ready faster and creating a different angle with your platform.
18-15, Augustana leads it, latter stages of set number 1. And it looks like a net violation called on the Dragons.
She must have barely nicked, almost said about Kiewit. She must have barely nicked that net because it's not moving.
It's just enough to draw the call as Augustana serves it back over. Jenkins with another floating kill there. That will fall through in the middle of the court. She found that open spot in the middle.
Well, the difference tonight, too, with the Dragons, sometimes we see them resort to the tipping when they're a little timid and getting blocked. Tonight, they're using it as an attack and utilizing it well as an off balance, so they're being unpredictable rather than a timid tip.
A nice kill there from Place. Of course, the kills leader once again. Jenkins and Selensky trying to stop that one, but not able to as it came off the hand of Place too fast for them. Thorson getting it over. And nice block on the left side from Jenkins and Carlson.
And tipping kind of comes in effect too when you're not quite sure the setter, so going back, not quite the set and connection, so that could definitely be a theme too with the tipping.
Carlson trying to dig that one out, but Abby Benson will get credit for that one. 21-17, Vikings lead it. A very closely contested first set between these two teams. Again, both coming off of losses, with the Dragons losing to Northern on Tuesday night and Augustana losing to Wayne State on Tuesday night. Free ball over to the Dragons side. Kiewit back set to Selensky, and she gets the touch.
I like seeing them utilize Selensky and use her as a hitter. I think it definitely can be something that the Dragons can be successful at. They start, producing it, nurturing it more. Get it tip-top shape.
And Selensky is listed as a setter right side. But she has been getting kills lately in recent matches. And another Dragon point coming up. Net violation called on the Vikings. Now a timeout called by Coach Jennifer Jacobs.
Yep, I would have to agree with this timeout as well. Dragons kind of clawing their way back in. Augustana either needs to, push forward to those 4 points, make the adjustments, and just clean up their side a little bit. Balls are kind of going all over the place, not quite the clean volleyball that I was talking about a few points ago. But I also think they're getting I think the Dragons are attacking them very well. They're utilizing at the net and then going to the tipping as well. They're using that more of as an attack form, I believe, tonight.
That's something you alluded to in earlier matches, that you wanted this Dragon team to kind of vary their speeds with their kills rather than just hit it cross court or hit it as hard as you can kind of thing.
Yep, as we talked about, like the outside hitters, sometimes a hard cross court swing doesn't work every time. You have to be able to goal line, roll, tip, and once you kind of start getting more comfortable with your setter, that's when you can kind of start mixing up your shots. So again, I still think they're a little timid, but I think they're trying to utilize and do a little bit more. But again, it's kind of hard when you have 3 different setters coming at you. So.
And the rotation of those setters playing a big role on this team. Two of them being freshmen. Comisher trying for the solo block there, but not going to get it, as Place will get credit for another kill.
I think Place's height just works to her advantage so much because she can reach so high and can really go anywhere off the top of the block.
And that one pushed a little too far from Terwilliger. Back over to the Dragon side it goes. Now Lexi Gilbertson coming in for Taylor Thorson as Amanda Carlson goes back to serve. Vega trying for the one-handed dig there, but Rosendahl will get the kill. Almost saving it, possibly trying to dig it out for one of her teammates to get it over, but not enough height on that one. Not enough height on the dig. Haynes setting it up. Comisher gets through the wall. Kiewit. Rosendahl gets through the wall of Comisher and Gilbertson. Carlson from the back end. Thorson digging that one, going off the ceiling. Terwilliger, nice dig from Vega. Gilbertson, dug up by Place. Carlson able to save it. Kane gets it over. Free ball though for the Vikings. Rosendahl softly lays it through, and Augustana, after another long rally, gets the point.
One thing I want to point out too, Courtney Place, she is so calm back there, and I think that's because she's a senior. She's done this 4 years, but she has a very calm presence in the background and very smooth motion. So if you watch her passes, watch her passes.
Set point here for the Vikings. Catherine Nasby back to serve. Gilbertson with the swing, place, able to bump it. Vega gets the dig there. Kiewit right side. And not able to save it there is Thorson. And Kiewit will get credit for the kill. Got through the blocking wall on the left side there, put up by Terwilliger and Summers. Dragons within 3, trying to keep the set alive is Monica Vega on the serve. Vega with a nice dig. Gilbertson gets it over. Blocked. Placed from the back end. Gilbertson able to dig it. Kiewit. Place digs it. And a little bit of miscommunication. Nobody really trying for that ball from place. And the Dragons will get another point. And a timeout called here by Augustana as their lead now drops to 2 points.
Yeah, I think just some miscommunication there. Generally, you want your libero, if the setter takes it, you want your libero to take that second hit to get your hitters, but I just don't think they had communication, obviously, and it fell to the ground. Seeing 2 here with Augustana, I think they're kind of losing their communication, so they're not able to run their offense correctly. As for the Dragons, I think are keeping everything alive and pushing up at them, so maybe not able to handle the Dragons are kind of, this kind of final push.
Dragons are starting to push hard here. Getting within 2 points.
We talked about it in the beginning of the match, so I think this is going to be pretty even. This isn't the dominant Augustana team that we've seen the past few years, and I think they're also trying to figure out what's going on, but as well as, Dragons are clearly trying to figure out what works for them and kind of reboot, and maybe they're finding some things that are kind of starting to click well.
Now a timeout, Vega looking to keep it going. Kiewit with a nice backhanded, getting over there. Vega. Gilbertson blocked on the right side. That's Summers and Rosendahl. And out of the timeout, the Vikings grab set number 1 by a score of 25-22.
With the pass there that off the net, you kind of only have Becky Kane on the run. You kind of only have your one option, so that Augustana block was just camping out on that right side, able to utilize and hit the block.
So Augustana takes set number 1. We'll be back in a few minutes for set number 2. Welcome back, everybody. Augustana taking set number 1. Courtney Place with 8 kills in that first set, so showing a lot of that offensive presence we've seen from her all season.
That, as well as in the back, she's getting good, consistent passes and also back row attacks as well. So being an offensive and a defensive threat.
Speaking of Place, there's her again getting through the wall. Gilbertson's kill attempt goes wide. And the first point of the second set belongs to the Vikings.
Gilbertson cracking a smile after that one. Almost like she did a slide on it. Just a little too far, a little too guns on that one.
Hewitt able to save that without going into the net there. Place punching that ball right there. Vega with the dig, Carlson up to Gilbertson. Carlson trying to save it, Vega saves it too, but it falls on the Dragons' side, Vikings point. Couple of dig attempts there from both Carlson and Vega trying to keep it alive, but barely not able to. Nice diving dig there. That was Hannah Justison. Zelensky on the right side, and she will get the kill.
I think a stat you mentioned earlier in the game, the Dragons haven't won a match. Won one match within the last 5 games. It's a little rough.
So looking to win their first set here since on the road at Winona. As Augustana will get the touch there. Thorson, Avery Thorson will get credit for the ace there.
You can tell Augustana is serving hard tonight too as well. You can see how low the plane is. Generally, you have the outside antennas. You want to keep the ball within those 2 or within that height. See, that one was a little higher, but if you keep it, you generally want to keep it in between the 2 antennas because that's the most low and that's the hardest to see coming across the net.
Avery Thorson getting a couple back-to-back points there on the serve, looking to keep it going for the Vikings. Jenkins the swing, and she'll get blocked by Benson. Actually, no, they gave her credit for the kill on that one. It was blocked out, just barely on the left side. My vantage point, I thought it was in. My bad, folks. Carlson the floater, able to save it there is Benson. Jenkins from the middle, just wide of the line.
I like the idea, though. I like the idea of utilizing Jenkins in the back. I like to see her confident enough to go up and swing and not just give him a free ball. So, right idea, just wasn't quite executed correctly.
And the serve from Place goes right into the net.
I believe it was Concordia St. Paul that was serving super aggressive and it had a lot of errors. Kind of the same thing with Augustana, serving super aggressive, but then that sometimes is consequented with quite a few errors.
Nice swing there on the left side, this time from Grace Haberland. Haberland getting her second kill of the match on that point. Catherine Nasby back to serve for the Vikings. Conwisher in the middle gets the kill. Conwisher with a nice vertical leap on that one. Kane setting her up nicely there.
She reached high, got on top of the ball, and in the end worked out for her.
Another miscommunication error there from the Vikings.
I think something to mention too for Augustana, their setter, Avery Thorson, is only a freshman. So I think tonight you can kind of see she's trying to get in the groove of things as well.
She also leads the team in assists with over 600 on the year.
Yep, they are running a 5-1, I believe. They are rotating their outsides with their back row players, but I believe Avery is setting all the way around. So 5-1, 5 hitters, only one setter. As for the Dragons, like I said before, running that 6-2. Technically, you want it 6-3 since we have 3 setters, but it's technically a 6-2.
Nice dig there from place. Oh my goodness, what a dig from Kane. She rolled over on that dive and got it over. Carlson with a dig as well. A nice dive from Ahrens. Place from the back end. That one gets over. And a touch called on the Dragons. Able to get the kill is Haberlin once again.
I think Amanda Carlson was expecting that ball more cross court, and I think it just hit off the block and she wasn't able to make a correct move towards the ball.
That ball just going at the fingertips of Lauren Kiewit. There's Kane. Conwisher gets it. Able to find some room on the back end. Kylie Conwisher coming alive in the second set. 4 kills on the night so far. And that touch a little bit long from Summers. Now Vega back to serve for the Dragons. Haberlin gets blocked. Free ball over to the Dragon side. Kane to Jenkins. Dug up by Justison. Carlson from the middle. She finds room on the back line and she'll get the kill.
Great swing by Amanda Carlson there.
And Augustana will call timeout off of that Carlson kill, which was her 6th of the night.
I think one thing to mention with Augustana too, going back to Avery Thorson only being a freshman, trying to get her in the groove and get her with her setters. Courtney Place doing a pretty good job, but you also have in the middle here Izzy Summers, redshirt freshman, who's pretty young. So I think they're trying to get her connected and using as well. So this is where I also think it's being so even is because there's so many similarities on the Augustana side as well as the Dragon side, as the rotation, the age of their players, and what they're kind of running.
Yeah, and even though they have that youth, they actually have 4 seniors on the team compared to the Dragons' 1. So along with some youth, they actually have a lot of experience too.
Sometimes too you have to think, like I said, Augustana has been such a powerhouse, so maybe some of these seniors that are kind of getting up there maybe have sat the past 3 years, past 2, maybe their first 2, and now are just kind of getting some playing time. So even though they might be seniors, maybe they don't have that experience per se, but they do.
Now the timeout, Vegas serves. Place from the middle, a bit of a mishit there from Carlson as she tried to just set it up.
One thing I really like to see out of Becca Kane is she's very quick. She's a very quick player, very agile. You can tell she's trying to hustle and get to those balls and get touches up for her hitters.
Carlson's kill attempt goes just wide. Now coming in for the first time this match is Madison Wasink for Amanda Carlson. We've seen a little less of Wasink in recent matches than in past matches. She's usually been the starting outside hitter, but she's recently been passed up in favor of Lexi Gilbertson.
I think too, like we talked, it's just trying to figure out what works and what's going to click. And past 5 losses, you know, obviously they haven't found what's clicking and working. And I think that's a mixture of the hitters as well as trying to figure out who that setter's going to be.
Nice dig there from Wasink. Gilbertson left side, gets it. Gilbertson. That's her 4th kill of the match. Free ball over to the Dragons side. Wasink up to Kiewit, up to Gilbertson, and she gets back-to-back kills. And the Dragons tied this set up at 11 off of the hand of Gilbertson. Gilbertson, of course, the freshman outside hitter, homegrown talent from Moorhead. And that kill attempt from Augustana goes a bit wide. Dragons take the lead in set number 2. Lauren Kiewit trying to keep it going here on the serve. And she will serve it long, and it'll go back over to the Augustana side. Now the libero, Kaylee Ahrens, serving for Augustana. And back-to-back service errors for both teams as that one goes wide on the right side. Now Taylor Thorson. Serves it right to Ahrens. Place up and down, floater. Wasink left side gets blocked. Wasink again, this time hitting it long.
I think she just tried to take a little bit too much off of that one, getting blocked the first time and then maybe trying to go around it. Sometimes you got to learn to just go through it rather than around it.
Nice dig from Vega off the Thorson serve. Wasink cross court. Nice save there from Kiewit, able to keep that one alive. Place gets blocked on the right side. That's Jenkins and Selensky in on the block.
Great defensive effort by the Dragons there by Kiewit and Vega, and then Selensky and Jenkins just sending it home with that great block.
Now Place. Dug up by Jenkins. Carlson. Rosendahl with a soft floater, and she's able to get it through. Thorson not able to pancake that one up.
Another similarity to, we talked about the setting with the Dragons, you know, not quite having that connection, rolling, tipping. I think from the Augustana side as well, maybe not getting that exact connection, and them also utilizing the rolls, the tips, and swinging away.
Blocked out by Selensky and Kiewit. Vikings get another point and they retake the lead. Now Place's serve, right to Vega. Carlson left side, she finds the line.
Great, great swing, and to go down the line and not be predictable to go cross court. So very smart play by Amanda Carlson there.
And Place coming in from the back end. Vega able to dig it out. Conwisher dug up by Rosendahl. Place again. Back and forth point here. Kiewit, free ball over to Augustana. And the solo block from Conwisher in the middle. She blocks the sock kill attempt there from Abby Benson. Middle blocker against middle blocker going against each other there.
Well, as you see, you have their setter, Avery Thorson. She is setting from behind. You always want to be in front of your hitter so your hitters can come at you. She is setting behind them, pushing them in front. So not exactly the best connection there. It can work sometimes, but you generally want to go have your hitter go towards your setter, not your setter go towards your hitter, if that makes sense.
Pushing that one over. Rosendahl gets it in there on the right sideline. Another Vikings point. It's just been a set of inches here. A lot of trading points and very close contest. Kane not able to get away from the net as she tried to back set that. That'll cause Tammy Blake to call a timeout for MSUM.
Stat to point out here, attacking percentages are about the same. Augie hitting 260, Dragons hitting 218. Kind of, again, a stat that's proving the similarity, the tight match. We talked earlier how we thought it was going to be pretty similar. Like I said, this isn't the quite dominating Augustana team that we're used to, as well as the Dragons still trying to get on their feet, learn what works best for them. So this is the type of volleyball I think we both kind of maybe expected tonight. Very similar in a lot of aspects.
Augustana has committed 2 more errors than MSUM, so a lot of cleaning, or a little bit of cleaning up to do there in the error department for the Vikings if they want to kind of take a firm grasp of the lead.
Yep.
Carlson cross court. Placed from the back end once again, dug up by Thorson. Carlson able to float that one over. Rosendahl blocked a little bit too early there from Comrisher and Carlson, and Vikings get another point. Now up 3.
This is the point in the match too, that the Dragons can't let the Augie get too ahead by too many points. They have to reel it in here and fight back. Gonna have a
violation there.
Yep, it's going to be an auto rotation call. Not quite sure on who. I'm thinking just from what the Dragons have done before, Becca Kane has been setting from the back, and she was in front of her back row, which means you're out of rotation. So I think she needed to be tucked behind her 3 passers, and she wasn't, I believe. So that'd be the reason for that call there. Tammy Blake, I think, just utilizing another timeout to get the women's heads refocused back in. You know, they're ahead by 4. You have to stop them here. You have to get a side out. You can't let them push to that 22, 23 point mark. On Augustana's side, I think they're doing a good job. They cleaned up kind of their end, kind of got into a rhythm again. So Augustana working well, serving aggressive too. I think that's also what's putting a little bit of pressure on the Dragons, is the service at the back of the line for Augie.
Again, we're seeing them pull away much like they did in the first set. Dragons stuck with them in the first set kind of as well.
Yep.
Very closely. In this set, they even held a lead at one point.
Yep.
But now Augustana pulling away once again, up 4 now out of the timeout. Comrisher's floater in the middle gets over.
Yeah, I think it was 14-13, and I think that was the first Dragon lead of the match, if I remember. I believe Augie's kind of led most of it.
Yeah, it's either been tied or Augie lead for most. Now Madison Wasink back to serve for the Dragons. Rosendahl blocked. Haberlin gets it over. Rosendahl again. Kane backs it to Kiewit.
Ooh.
And she's able to get that kill.
She got that corner. She listened to her teammates. You heard a couple of them yell line, and great swing by Kiewit.
Got over 2 Vikings there. There's Haberlin and Summers. And Rosendahl gets blocked on the left side by Gilbertson and Komischer, and the Dragons are back within 1.
I think that Dragon timeout definitely did what it was supposed to do. Stop the run, regroup. And here we are within 1 again.
Starting of a momentum shift here. And another violation called on the Vikings. Dragon point. Dragons tie it at 20.
Yep, so that call there, for those at home, that's illegal back row attack. So Avery Thorson is setting from the back. She cannot jump or attack. Unfortunately, I think the ball just kind of hit off her hand a little funky and went over. So when she is setting from the back, she cannot attack or send the ball over. I don't think that's what she was trying to do, just kind of the way the ball bounced. But for those at home, that's what illegal back row attack, or that's what that call was. Here you're seeing, who's that? Catherine Nasby, another senior on Augustana, talking to her team, as well as head coach Jennifer Jacobs. You know, kind of you had that 4-point lead, letting it go, and I think you're just going to allude back to these teams are so equal. They're so similar in so many aspects that, you know, we give and take a little bit. And right now it's 0-0. Who can get to 5 first?
Always love when it comes down to this. It's very closely contested, evenly matched teams. Very pretty volleyball on both sides, long rallies. This is the kind of volleyball that I like to see.
Yes. It's nice to see the Dragons, too, as well, kind of have a little bit of fight in them. You know, we talked about them getting into those holes and kind of teams pushing ahead. So to see them, you know, battling 1-2 points ahead or behind, it's, you know, it's working for them. They're trying to figure it out.
Now Summers, Komischer are able to get that back over, and she'll get the point. Dragons retake the lead, 21-20. Komischer with yet another solo block. And this time Komischer enlists the help of Lauren Kiewit on the right side.
Dragons just getting that confidence on the net as well as defensively.
Wasink also serving well on this run.
I think there's a reason Coach Tammy Blake put her back there to serve over Carlson.
It's kind of been the spark to this Dragon offense. Now Summers gets the kill back left side.
Wasink, I think, just wasn't in her base, wasn't in her home ready to go, and you kind of saw she got a little caught off guard. Great corner spot, though, by Augie.
And now back to service, Hannah Justison for the Vikings. Now down by 1. Kane, Komischer gets it over. That one blocked out by Kiewit and Komischer. It's tied up once again, 22-22.
And Coach Tammy Blake does not have any more timeouts left. She asked R1, excuse me, R2 for the time. Ooh.
A unique kill from Avery Thorson there, left-handed.
I think it was out. Yeah, it was out. That's Dragon point. I like the idea, though, but it was out by just... Would have been a great time to...
It's very close on that left side. And able to get the ace there as the Dragons, they're 1 point away from taking set number 2. Trying to win their first set since at Winona State earlier this month. And they will, as Kiewit and Jenkins get the point. The Dragons take set number 2. It's tied at 1.
Even since the beginning, too, Coach Tammy Blake has alluded to her blocking her team's blocking and how well it is. And we've talked about it before too. When the block is on, it's on, and it's very beneficial for the Dragons. And it's hard when you have Jenkins and Kiewit in your face with like 4-foot arms. So great job by the Dragons blocking. That's what I think. That's what won them that second match. The whole 5 points. I think last three were blocks.
Yes, indeed. But also Madison Wasting sparking the offense on the serve, and that led the Dragons to take set number 2, 25-22. About 5 minutes, and we're back for set number 3. Welcome back, everybody. 1-1 match here. MSUM taking set number 2. And Lex, we're seeing a lot of the even competition we expected here tonight so far.
Yep, like we talked about, both teams are rotating the same. They kind of have the same setter situation going on, with both being freshmen, not connecting as well, but then also you have Carlson on the Dragon side, Place on the Augie side that are just, you know, being dominant forces defensively and offensively. So a lot of similarities between both teams. And here we are sitting at 1-1.
Now Augustana will serve it to get this set underway. Nice pass from Carlson over to Kiewit. Back to Carlson. She gets it over. Place left side. Vega not able to get that one out. And Place gets the first point on the board for Augustana. That was Place's 10th kill of the match there.
You can tell just how high she reaches, and it's such a great swing and very, very deadly. Doing pretty good.
Avery Thorson trying to do a little shoulder bump there to kind of keep that ball alive. But Gilbertson's kill falls through. It wasn't a shoulder bump, it was more of a hip bump, but I digress.
I think it was more of a, I don't know where the ball is, I'm going to try to get it.
Vega trying to pancake there on that point, but it falls on the Dragon side. And the first 3 points have been traded off here. Another even set to start off. And Jenkins will get the touch on that one. I thought that one went long, but it went off an Augustana player. So Jenkins getting the touch, 2-2. Hit there from Kiewit, but they're able to recover. Carlson gets it over. And a nice block from Carlson and Comisher, and Comisher is able to help it over. Comisher just putting forth the extra effort there on that point to get the kill. There's Comisher again. Place getting blocked on the right side. This time it's Comisher and Selensky.
You know, the pace of both teams are so similar, and I think the Dragons are getting in a rhythm with their block, knowing that they're probably going to go to Place, and the sets are pretty high, so they're able to time it pretty well, and block is working for the Dragons. Ooh.
And double hit called there. I believe that was going to be on Kiewit.
Yep. I think she just didn't quite get around it, hip squared, and then her hands were a little off and not able to get a clean set off.
So ball goes back over to the Viking side. Right there to serve is Avery Thorson. Selensky gets the touch, and that'll fall on the backside. And Selensky will go off for Kane once again. Those two being rotated heavily in throughout this match. Nice dive there from Kane. Carlson left side. Kane able to dig it. Carlson trying to get through the wall. Nice save there. Place. Kane back to Carlson. And that'll fall. Carlson dropping the anvil on that one, and she'll get the kill. It's just more of a straight downswing there from Carlson rather than the cross court.
Abby Benson in the middle from Augie, missing that block too. She didn't even contend it. She wasn't even there, so. And now we got an auto rotation called on Augustana. I think it's the same thing. You have Thorson coming from the back, and she's got to stay behind them before that ball is released.
Vegas able to save that one. Rosendahl will get the touch there on the right side.
I think that's the biggest Dragon lead so far, 3-4 points. Next match. Finding their groove.
This Dragons team has certainly looked better than recent matches. Definitely sticking with their competition tonight. Comisher straight up and down. She gets the kill.
I think too, just their character. The Dragons are smiling a lot more. I'm not saying Augustana isn't by any means, but I think the Dragons are just kind of maybe having a little bit more fun. You know, winning is obviously more fun, but maybe just playing a little bit lighter and not so down on themselves might be helping a bit.
And then Becca Kane there on the right side trying to avoid the touch on Place's kill, but she ends up getting a couple hands on that. Now Catherine Nasby back to serve for Augustana. Thorson up to Summers. Faked the hard kill there, went soft. Kane back set to Kiewit, and she gets through the wall. Summers and Haberlin trying to put up a blocking wall, but Kiewit able to have enough speed on that kill attempt to get it to fall on the Augustana side. Now Vega back to serve for the Dragons. Haberlin will get the kill there. Kiewit and Jenkins trying to get the block.
Yeah, you have Haberland, Summers, as well as Thorson in that front row right now, all freshmen. So very young, kind of the freshman. But this is, you know, the future for Augustana, and again, maybe just trying to figure out what's working for them as well.
And Kiewit gets it right back with a hard swing.
It just seems like Augustana is just not giving a full defensive effort, and I don't know if that's because they're expecting their block to do more or funnel it towards them more, but it just seems defensively Augustana's maybe a little slow and not as prepared for the Dragon offense.
Place able to save it along with Thorson on that one. But Jenkins finds the back right corner. And that'll get a timeout from Jennifer Jacobs of Augustana.
Yeah. I think you can definitely see some frustration within Augustana, kind of going back to maybe the mood. Dragons having fun with it, swinging hard, smiling, and Augustana, you know, maybe this has kind of been their Achilles. Maybe they're just not quite sure what's going wrong or what they're trying to fix, but it doesn't look horrible over there. But maybe, you know, they've done this before and they're trying to figure out how to fix what they've been doing.
You can see Coach Jennifer Jacobs just talking to her whole team here, down 5.
It looked like she, yeah, she looks like she is mentioning blocking, and yeah, you can definitely tell, you know, their middle blockers and their outside blockers, they're coming off a little funky. They're not quite getting as solid of touches, and they're kind of looking back. So I think she is telling them, you know, reach a little bit higher, make sure you're closing your block, talking with them. And because we saw a couple times a little miscommunication on the Augustana block, not closing it, which can throw your defensive off.
Now a timeout, Kiewit serving it over. And nice block there from Selensky and Jenkins as Haberlin tried to get that one through, but she couldn't. Actually, they gave that point to the Vikings there. They did.
Why'd they do that?
Must have been blocked out just on the right side there for that last point. But Jenkins will redeem it by getting a solo block in the middle.
Again, too, setting, you have Avery Thorson going to Summers there. Watch, she's behind. You want her to be pulled up in front of that net as close as you can in that little pocket, so the attackers and hitters can come towards your setter, not around her. So and that could just be with the pass.
Carlson able to save it. Free ball going over to the Viking side. Summers cross court. And net violation called on the Dragons. And the serve from Aarons goes long. And Comisher mistiming her jump there in the middle. And that ball going right into the net.
Maybe just got a little too excited. Sometimes when you see those balls come over the net and you want to hit them super hard, you get a little excited.
Your eyes get a little big. Now Avery Thorson serving it over to the Dragon side. Thorson dug it a little too far there for Kiewit to reach.
Again, that's just an adjustment on the platform, creating the better angle for it to go up rather than out straight.
Comisher pushing it just a little bit too far, just missing the back line. And now Tammy Blake will call a timeout.
Lots of momentum shifts. You know, we're either going two or 1 points, or we're getting 4, switching back, 4, switching back. So, again, just going back to such similar teams, and you know, you're seeing positive and negatives kind of coming out of both when you're playing such a team of equal, you know, competitiveness.
Yep, 3 straight points there on for Augustana that had the Dragons call a timeout on that one.
Yeah, I think the thing that's helping out the Dragons the most too is MSU have 9 blocks to Augie's 1. And we've seen that. We've seen how dominant the Dragon block can be, and that's something that we've always alluded to all year, that when the Dragons block is on, it's successful and helps and pushes them. And we saw that to him taking the second match, and here having a good, was it 5-6 point lead they had for a while, and definitely credited to the block. And you know, it kind of gives them some confidence, some swagger, some, you know, to go out swinging and swinging hard.
And the middle showing signs of improvement. We saw, if you were with us on Tuesday night against Northern State, a lot of key blocks kept the Dragons alive in most of those sets. But they ultimately fell to the Wolves in a 3-0 loss, as Carlson on the left side gets that kill. Carlson with her 9th kill of the match. Placed on the left side, gets through the wall. Kane. It's a net violation on the Dragons.
She must have just barely nicked that one too, because she was almost in and out. But R2 saw it, called it. Point Augie.
Again, just barely enough to draw the call. As you can see, the net really didn't move again. Carlson will get another kill. That'll bring her 10 on the night.
You know, I think the difference too, like I said, Augie's kind of just being slower, sluggish. You saw 2 girls kind of go around and the other 4 just standing there. As when the Dragons, you can kind of tell they're already kind of antsy to go when someone gets that chip up.
And Wasink's serve goes right into the net. Just joining us, Wasink basically led the Dragon attack late in the second set to give them that second set. Placing good serves everywhere on the Augustana side. Now Summers in the middle, gets through the blocking wall. Hewitt floating it over, dug up by Rosendahl. Kane up to Gilbertson, and dug up by Place in the back. Gilbertson again, Place able to save that one too. And nice dig from Kane, excuse me, on the right side. Gilbertson floating it over. And finally able to win the rally is Peyton Rosendahl on the right side. Augustana within 1.
Another great rally by both teams, defensively, offensively, and we've seen a lot of that tonight. Fun to watch.
Very even competition throughout the night here. And double hit called on Conwisher. That'll tie the setup at 15. Now Nasby will look to keep it going for the Vikings, who were again down by 5, as many as 5 earlier in the set. And another violation call on the Dragons, giving the Vikings the lead. Kane up to Gilbertson once again, dug up by Place. Rosendahl, my goodness, a nice smash there from Rosendahl.
Huge momentum change here. Dragons ahead by 6, down to the Vikings ahead by 2. Full 8-point difference there.
And Gilbertson. Thorson over to Haberlin. She gets blocked. They go up to Gilbertson, and she finds the dead spot in the middle, and the ball finally goes back over to the Dragon side. Gilbertson just getting that one past everyone. Finding that empty spot in the court. And Rosendahl's swing goes wide. Back tied up at 17. A lot of trading points, a lot of momentum shifts.
Another close match here, kind of getting towards the end. I was waiting for that. I was waiting when they're going to start going back to Place.
Place on that back row finds the back line and gives Augie the lead back.
I have a feeling she's going to be a hard one to replace for Augie next year.
Jenkins just pushing that one. Nice dig there from Wasink. But Vega will have to send a free ball over. Place again. Vega able to dig it. But following up there on the left side is Grace Haberlin.
I think Courtney Place is just so long and lengthy that it's just so easy for her to stick her arms out and obviously swing. Great swing.
And the ace there from Justison gives the Vikings a 3-point lead. Dragons call another timeout.
I feel like we were at this point last time too. I feel like it was 17-20, and then it was 20-20. So maybe the Dragons can do that again, and then we're going to start over, and whoever's to 5 first. But you know, I think we're seeing a lot of momentum changing. You know, good things will go towards the Dragons, good things will go for Augie, and I think like I said, just like I think they're just so similar that all things are working well for both teams at times. Augie being aggressive with their serve as well. Not that many service aces, but being aggressive with it.
Augustana up 3. A lot of trading points once again. Now out of the timeout, Hannah Justison will look to continue that momentum building for the Vikings here late in this third set. Wasink returning it. Kiewit Will get it to fall as Aarons tried to dig that one and send it back to her teammates, but not able to keep it alive. Looked like a bit of a mishit on that dig from Aarons. Nice fake set there.
Great dump by Thorson. You know, I think too, when she kind of, develops and matures as a player, that's going to be key for her. Already seeing how confident she is doing it now, in her next 3 years, going to be a pretty deadly setter, I would say.
And the ace there from Sophia Terwilliger. Vikings now up by 4. Hewitt setting it up for Gilbertson. Now placed for Augustana, dug up by Wassink. Now Terwilliger gets that one up. Place, hammers it down.
She's so fluid and smooth, it doesn't even look like she's trying that hard, but she's just... I think she's perfected her swing over the years.
And also with that 6'2" frame, she doesn't really have to jump that high over the net.
You're very right.
Selensky trying for the kill there, but a block on the left side from Place and Summers. Set point now coming for the Vikings. Now Elise Bakke coming in for Kaylin Jenkins on this potential last point of the third set.
Maybe just to slow down the play, but in the end, doesn't matter. Can't get a pass off.
Augustana taking taking set number 3 off the serve of Sophia Terwilliger. 25-18 final score.
You see this last serve. Yeah. We talked about it all year. Got to have that first pass, and the Dragons, all night I think have struggled getting a good solid first pass, and it's not just this game, it's been other games, but too, Augustana is serving very aggressive at the line, and that's sometimes not easy to handle when you're back there passing.
Now Augustana taking a 2-1 lead after 3 sets. Stick around with us, we'll be right back for set number 4. back inside Nemsek Fieldhouse. Tanner Robinson, Alexis Kennedy on commentary. Vikings with a 2-1 match lead as we get set for set number 4 with Lauren Kiewit serve.
Here we go.
A nice diving dig to start off the 4th set by Kaylee Ahrens. Jenkins getting through the wall there. And the kill attempt from Summers goes a bit long there, just missing the back left corner. This time the Dragons get on the board first. Now Place left side. Wasink left side. Both kill attempts over. Nice dig from Vega, but Place is there to follow it up with another hard swing.
Great swing. I think another stat to point out here, maybe kind of showing the strength. You know, we talked about how similar the teams are, but the strengths, you have 9 service aces on Augie, but then 9 blocks on the Dragon side. So similar teams, but maybe highlighting, you know, what each team is good at. I believe that's going to be counted as another ace as well. That's her right there.
Yes, I think so.
Ahrens.
Their 10th of the match. Kiewit almost getting a net violation there, just able to slow up. And on the right side there's Avery Thorson getting the kill.
I wonder if Thorson is left-handed. She went up there with her left, so maybe I'm going to watch for that. Can I say it? Nope. When you're a setter, it really doesn't matter because you use both hands.
Sometimes you see setters go up for kills like she just did there. Not too often, though. There's another kill from Place. That's 14 on the night.
I feel like she might make it to 20. I think she could get 6 more.
A bit of a miss hit there from Wasink, but Carlson's there to save it. Now Place again. Carlson not able to dig it out. Place gets another kill, back to back.
Yeah, timeout here, Tammy Blake. We talked about it before. That first pass is so crucial, and when you don't get your first pass and aren't able to set up your hitters, you're just giving free balls over to the other team, and then they're able just to run their offense. As we saw, when you have a hitter like Place giving them a free ball, you know, 75% of the time it's going to work out in their favor. So.
That's 15 on the night for Courtney Place. She has been dominant in that front end of the Vikings. Closest teammate to her is Peyton Rosendahl, though, with 11. So 2 Vikings with double-digit kills through 4 sets, or through 3 sets and a little bit of the 4th.
Yeah, kind of, again, going back to that stat we mentioned earlier with Augie with their 10 service aces and then MSUM with their 9 total blocks. You have very similar teams, but you know, when that Dragon block is on, that's what's giving them the power and forward, and then when Augie's on their service runs. So I think that's where we're seeing that like back and forth, as we're seeing some good serves, but then also you're seeing the Dragons, on the block.
That blocking has certainly kept them in it. And another ace for the Vikings. That's Kaylee Ahrens in the back end. Gilbertson coming in for Wasink. A 6-1 Vikings lead.
Oh, buckets.
Carlson trying to get it over. Vega passing it up to Kiewit. Jenkins dug up. And on the right side, there's Abby Benson. Since that first point, the Vikings have gone on a 7-0 run here in set number 4.
Oh, no. Point Dragons.
Dragon point here. Some sort of...
Yeah, I think she was, maybe didn't hear the whistle. And she's laughing about it, so that's good. Not too worried about it, but I think, and then she tossed it, of course, and let it drop on her.
Nonetheless,
So.
the ball goes back over to the Dragons side with Taylor Thorson serving. Place getting through the wall, but Vega able to dig it up. Carlson not able to set it up is Justison.
I think some relief on the Dragon side because I think she had 2 aces in that one service run there. So Dragons catching a break from Aaron's serve.
And setting up Thorson to place, dug up by Kiewit. Thorson back row, off the ceiling, and it'll fall. And Taylor Thorson getting a kill. Imagine that. She doesn't really get those two off, does she, Lex?
You always can see how excited they are for Vega and Thorson when they get kills because little shorties in the back don't get to swing away that often.
That one off the antenna, so Dragons get yet another point. Dragons going on a little run of their own here. Getting the last 4 points. Vega all the way from the back row. Carlson cross court, and she's able to get it down.
Great spot by Carlson.
Now another timeout here called by Augustana. Let's take a look at that cross court swing once again from Carlson. Finding that spot in the back right corner.
Too, again, I just feel like Augustana kind of goes in waves. They're like super excited, good, and then all of a sudden we get to this very nonchalant, kind of just here to play, and then going back up. And Dragons, seeming a little bit more scrappy. And I think when you kind of get behind right away, you kind of have to learn to be scrappy, and as that is second nature to kind of kick her in gear.
Getting back in it after being down 7-1. They're now within 1 point. Now Thorson will be back to serve once again.
Lots of volleyball left to play in this 4th match.
Now for Augustana, there's place once again. Avery Thorson back to serve for Augustana. Jenkins pushing it. And they're able to save it on that one. And Kiewit with the floater. She did a little bit of that last night. She does it again here. Or Tuesday night, excuse me, not last night.
Feels like last night, doesn't it?
Yep, she did that once against Northern. She's been doing that throughout the year here. Thorson able to save that kill. And Conisher with a two-handed jam over in the middle, and that ties the set up at 8. Place left side, dug up by Thorson.
Ooh, good dig.
Carlson pops the hand up, and she's able to get the kill to fall.
Here we are again, 1 by 1.
Dragons up by 1. Carlson with her 13th kill of the match. A little bit of miscommunication, but it works out for the Vikings there. Bumping off of 2 teammates. Let's look at that again.
Oh, no. We've seen that twice on that side tonight. Just looking at each other like, are you going to get it?
Was able to work out. They were just bouncing passes off of each other, but they were eventually able to get it to fall. Place, back end. And that was up to Haberland on the left side. Thorson tried to save it, but I think she jumped a little bit too early there. Yep, just a little bit too early there on the back end to set it up. Carlson left side, cross court, dug up by Ahrens. Place in the middle. Slensky pushes it just a bit too far as Carlson runs into the referee stand there on the left side. Now Vikings up 2. Hewitt back to Carlson. She gets blocked on the right side. That's Benson and Rosendahl in on that block. Conwisher follows up, and she gets a kill right down the middle.
I feel like we're getting a little bit more fast-paced, too. I feel like it's not as long of rallies as we saw in those first 3 sets.
It's definitely more choppy than the last few sets. And kill attempt there goes long from Augustana. Rosendahl right side, gets to the wall. Vega digs it out. Carlson gets it to Ahrens, and she'll miss-hit it. Haberlin trying to save that point, but not able to. Tied up at 12. Now Kane's serve goes right to Ahrens. Thorson trying to dig, but she instead gets a lift called on her. Now Nasby. Vega, Conwisher trying to get the kill there, but she hits it right into the net.
There's kind of that misconnection between setters, having 3 different setters. Kane being the newest of the 3, not able to find the connection with each other.
Kane back set to Carlson, hard swing, but able to get it over is Nasby. Carlson hard swing again, gets through the wall. Rosendahl right side, gets to the wall. Kane digs it out. Vega bringing it up. Carlson. Rosendahl. Kane digging it up. Conwisher gets it over. Now placed from the back end, right off of Vega's face, but the Dragons able to keep it alive. Now Conwisher dug up by Thorson. Vega with the dig. Kane. Hewitt. Wow, able to get that one over is Haberlin cross court. Thorson pushing it just too long.
Just too long.
Just missing the back corner. Vikings end up getting the point off of the long rally.
That was a good rally. We've seen a lot of those tonight.
I'd say that was probably the best one out of the ones we saw.
And we're kind of getting down to the end of that 4th match where it's kind of do or die.
Both teams showing a great competitive edge.
Ooh, hello.
And Conwisher, solo block.
I gotta say, I like Amanda Carlson swinging from the right side. She had that good hard line. It looked real nice.
Conwisher blocking place on that.
Solo.
Solo, yes. Summers in the middle. Carlson sets it up. Hewitt with the floater. Place from the back end once again. Carlson able to dig it. Wasink left side. Place with a nice dig. And Conwisher gets blocked by Summers. Wasink, left side, left-handed. Block there. Summers down the middle, and she's able to find an open spot. Now a timeout called by the Dragons here, down by 4 in the 4th set.
Once again, I feel like we've seen this score before, 17-13. I feel like we see 2017 a lot. Just getting those momentum swings, and I think now it's a matter of, Dragons got to come back out of this little deficit here, challenge, or Augie needs to make and push towards the end, kind of like they did the last set. And I do think maybe Augie's playing with a little bit more confidence right now. Maybe has a little bit more, Dragons are still clearly in this, but Augie maybe having a little bit more confidence, not maybe just on the service line, but as well as just running their offense in general.
Both teams just looking for that extra push to either keep them in or to win the match. Now out of the timeout, it's an Augustana serve from Hannah Justison. Nice dig from Vega all the way from the back end to the middle. And Place's kill attempt goes into the net.
Is that one of the first miss hits I think we've seen from Place all night? I want to say she's been pretty consistent. She
Has made a few errors, listing it as, I think that'll be their 7th. Her 7th, excuse me. But Thorson getting a kill there for Augustana, getting it back over to their side. Now back to service, Sophia Terwilliger. Kane able to save that one, going all the way across the court. Summers, dug up by Carlson and Wasink. Kane helps it over. And Kiewit able to punch that one up. Place, trying to float it over. Carlson back end, just a bit too long. Now it's a 19-14 Viking lead. Kane up to Jenkins, and Jenkins will get the kill. Now Lauren Kiewit trying to get the Dragons back within 19 here as Place gets yet another kill. That's her 18th.
5 more points. Said she was going to get 20. I just can't get over how fluid her swing is. She's just so nonchalant.
Mistake from Wasink. Selensky a little bit late on the dig there, but able to get it over. Place again, and Vega will get the touch. So that'll be credited as a kill for Place. 21-15 Viking lead now. Now Gilbertson coming in for Wasink. Aaron's on the serve. Kiewit over to Gilbertson. Too long. Another hitting error for the Dragons that could prove to be costly. Jenkins, pushing that. Terwilliger able to dig it. Place. Now Gilbertson gets blocked. Kiewit back to Gilbertson. She'll just get it over. Nice dig there from Terwilliger. Kiewit up to Jenkins, and it'll be a double hit called on Kiewit.
once again, too, Kiewit here setting from behind her hitter. You want to again have that flipped, and that's just a judgment of trying to get under the ball and having a better first pass.
Vikings 2 points away from taking the match. Kiewit sending it back to Carlson. Nice dig there from Justison. Carlson, a little bit too long there. And now the Vikings 1 point away from taking the match.
Dragons once again looking for a touch there. A few times tonight that they've been wanting a couple touch calls on those back row attacks.
Now Kaylee Ahrens will try to end it for Augustana. Kiewit up to Baki. Baki will get her first kill of the match. Baki coming in for Jenkins once again, just like she did in the third set. Now Thorson will try to keep the Dragons alive here. And Place's kill attempt goes a bit long. Now it's 24-17. Thorson serving it over. Thorson up to Benson, but Benson's kill attempt goes wide right side. Dragons going on a little late set run here, or at least trying to. Thorson over to Place, and that will do it. Who else but Courtney Place? She gets her 19th kill of the match, and that will end the match. Augustana taking this one in 4 sets.
I think some positives to look at here for both sides. You know, Augie obviously finding a groove, having Courtney Place be such a dominant presence at the net, but also Dragons still trying to figure out who that setter is going to be. I think there was definitely some positive. Their blocking was on tonight, but also just getting that connection with the setter. So, you know, again, another loss, but they finally had a set win in there and being able to, you know, make those adjustments and, you know, start connecting with their setter. So baby steps towards improvement, but ultimately another loss for the Dragons.
Now Augustana will go once again on the road. A tough test for them, though, against number 2 Northern State, who has only lost 1 match on the year. He was just here on Tuesday night. As for the Dragons, though, tomorrow they take on Wayne State before going back on the road against Southwest Minnesota State and Sioux Falls. And that will do it for the broadcast here. Augustana taking this match in 4 sets over the Dragons. For Alexis Kennedy, I'm Tanner Robinson saying so long and have a great rest of your night.